Today I wanted to talk to the coin dealers out there. Just a couple of things I wanted to talk about was basically safety and security for coin dealers. Maybe sometimes when you go to a show and you're going to buy, you don't think about what goes into that price. But more goes into the price than we realize. So with regards to safety and security with coin dealers, I wanted to talk about before a show, during a show, after a show, and I got a couple more thoughts I wrote down here while I'm driving. But before a show, if you're a coin dealer, or let's say you want to sell your coins at an upcoming coin show, you got to plan, you got to prepare, maybe gas up, get your car, have a full tank, check the tires, stuff like that. Are you going to load your coins up into the car the night before? Are you going to do it that morning? You know, I would recommend doing it last minute, but don't wake up last minute. Don't leave a car full of coins sitting in the driveway. Also, are you going to go out for breakfast? A lot of guys meet up and go out to breakfast, but guess what? Coin dealers know that, and there are thieves who know that as well. So you definitely have to keep your vehicle line of sight, and I wouldn't just make sure you can see part of your vehicle. Make sure you can see at least 3 sides of your vehicle. And preferably if you have a trunk or a hatchback, you can see that as well. I have heard a story where somebody parked their car, went inside to eat, had a line of sight of their car, but the side they couldn't see, that window was smashed. Pardon me, I'm going to turn in the post office real quick. Got to drop something off. So another thing is, you know, is this a 1-day show or a 3-day show? Do you have insurance for your coins? You know, if you're just a local hobbyist, you don't have insurance for your coins. Put that in the mail slot. You don't have insurance, you know, but if you're a coin dealer, you have a brick and mortar shop, a lot of times the insurance that you have covers up to so much money inventory, so many miles away from your shop. You might want to look into increasing that insurance premium if you plan on carrying large amounts of inventory far away from your home brick and mortar shop. These are all things to consider before a show. During a show, let's see what I wrote down here. During a show, you want to prepare your table. Absolutely prepare that table. You got to have cases that lock. If you are not a coin dealer and you're watching this, please respect the coin cases. Do not just open them up and just start reaching around. A lot of people just get used to doing that. Maybe they have a coin dealer buddy and so they just decide to open it. But respect that coin dealer's inventory. Never open a case unless given permission. You have to be smart. I would recommend dealing with one person at a time as a coin dealer. A lot of times when it gets busy and you have one person looking at inventory and another person making a deal, another person has something to sell, just take your time. Rather pass up on a deal than lose a couple $100 because somebody walked off with some of your stuff. So be smart, take one person at a time, and take your time. I see a lot of dealers that they work 2 guys a booth, which I think is smart. If you have a lot of high money coins, there should be 2 of you behind that booth. That way you can handle your customers appropriately. Next, with considering the preparation, try to set up your back table with stuff you're probably not going to go into. You know, you don't want to turn your back if you don't have to. Keep everything up front. Something that people do is they keep their money behind them, but guess what? You give the guy, somebody gives you a $100 bill, you got to make change. When you turn your back, they're taking their own change off of your table. So be careful about turning your back. And be wary of pairs of people. A lot of guys in the hobby, they come together and they go get something to eat. They go to the show. So, you know, just, not everybody's a thief. Just be careful, because sometimes somebody's going to stand off on the side. Another person's going to ask you a question, just trying to get your vision out of the direction of where the other guy is standing. So be careful, take your time, and that's why those cases are very important. And another thing to consider as a dealer during the show is not being flashy. You know, you don't want to be that dealer that has 7 gold necklaces, a ring on every finger. You know, you're carrying around wads of cash, and you're just buying everything. You know, because you are a target. Be middle of the road. You know, you don't want to be the guy that doesn't sell anything. You don't want to be the guy that is the opposite of that. You want to be middle of the road. You know, your inventory should reflect that as well. Good inventory, bad inventory, everything in between, but just keep a good variety. Don't be number one. Another thing, keep your coins line of sight. Hey, not everybody's going to put every single coin under a case. You know, you're going to have maybe a 2x2 box, or a long skinny box that holds 2 rows of 2x2s. You dealers know what I'm talking about. So a customer wants to look through them. He takes that tray, puts it on his lap below that table. No, you say, hey, I don't mind you looking at that, at my coins there, but please keep them on the table. Thank you. You know, don't be an asshole. Just tell him like it is, and everything should be fine. And if he gets pissed off at that, let him go. Don't worry about that. You just saved yourself a potential theft. Another thing to consider: fake money. You know, a lot of these restaurants I hear on the news are finding up fake money. Other dealers are telling me that, hey, at a Southern Ohio coin show, fake 20s were all over the place. So just when you're counting large sums of cash, don't just go boom, 20, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, boom, boom, boom. Take your time, count it slow, make sure it feels right, make sure it looks right. If it's an old bill, hey, guess what? I turned down a $100 bill. It was an older bill, and I just said, hey, listen, you know, the United States government had 3 or 4 times changed over their $100 bills since these old bills, and something just doesn't feel right. I'm sorry, I can't accept this $100 bill. Do you have other money? The guy put the 100 back in his wallet, grabbed another $100 bill, and it was fine. You know, just keep an eye on fake money. Guess what happens when you get fake money? You lose. So let's go to after the show. After the show, you want to make the least amount of trips to and from your vehicle. Try to load up everything onto your buggies, onto your carts, into your tubs, and just make one trip if possible. And, you know, if you're making 2-3 trips, maybe consider what you're carrying in and out of that show. Is it worth it? Is there a better way? Maybe have somebody help you. A lot of these shows do have a police officer, but I'll be honest with you, some shows the cop does not do their job. Yeah, I do a big time show in Buffalo. Man, those security guards, they rock. I'm out over there loading up, and somebody comes up, asks the cop a question. He says, "Excuse me, I can't talk. I'm on patrol right now. Please see me in about 15 minutes." And he's out front making sure the dealers are coming in and there's nobody around. They do a very good job. They walk the Bourse floor during the show. They They point out potential problems. They follow them. This is a well-maintained show. Local shows, there's a police officer that just sits there the whole time. That hopefully just their presence is going to scare some of these thieves away. So security is not the same everywhere. So least amount of trips, that's what I was talking about. Next, you know, prepare again. You might want to go to the bathroom before you take that long trip home, so you make the least amount of stops while you're on the road. And you know, you're getting ready to leave, call a loved one. Hey, loading up, driving home, love you, see you in a bit, whatever the case may be. Just let somebody know you are on your way. And you know, hey guys, the world of coin and coin collecting, the coin hobby, it's small. If somebody is a problem, everybody's going to know about it, or they should quickly. So if you're a coin dealer, tell other coin dealers about what happened to you. I'm changing lanes right now, sorry. About what happened to you, so other people don't get ripped off. You know, just because you think somebody's a thief and you say, get out of my table, guess what? They're just going to target somebody else. So, you know, let everybody else know. Communicate with other dealers. There's a website called www.numismaticcrimes.org, and I'm going to put a little link in the description box. And if you go on there, you could see all the crimes that happen around the country, and they happen all the time. I looked on there earlier today. There was a murder in Indianapolis, Indiana. Somebody was murdered over their coins. A car rammed into a shop. Somebody had a coin shop. Guess what? Just like these ATMs, there's ATMs that are getting jacked all over these gas stations. Somebody steals a car, a van, smashes it into a coin shop, and goes. So be careful about that. I was on that website here. A couple things I scratched down. On May 5th of last year, collectors targeted after a show. They went to a show. After they left, they went to go eat. Bam, they got hit. So even these collectors are getting hit. You gotta be careful. You gotta know your surroundings. And another one on there, March 24th, 2017, a dealer's car was burglarized after a show. Make the least amount of stops possible. Go straight home. You know, and then where did I just stop now? I mailed something. You know, you got to have tracking on this stuff. UPS, FedEx, USPS, doesn't matter what you're shipping. If you do eBay, I sold coins on eBay. And when I first started, hey, I just tried to ship it for the least amount possible because I paid a lot for my coins and I wasn't getting anything on eBay. So I tried to make up by overcharging shipping. You know, you charge $3, $4 shipping, and you try to ship it for $2 with no tracking, and guess what? It gets lost, it gets stolen. You gotta have tracking. And one final food for thought. Recently, News Channel 3 here in Cleveland, WKYC, had an article about more than 1 in 20 people in the state of Ohio now have their concealed carry license. And I mean, women especially have concealed carry. People have a gun on them and are getting licensed to carry. So here's a message, final message to all you thieves out there. Watch it, because people are carrying, and coins and money is not worth a life. Be smart, be safe. I love you guys. Leave a comment down below.